welcome to Mind Your Business, a channel where we are in everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip.
Well, Dr. Jackie is trending everywhere, and yeah, it's not a good look. Let's get into it, people. Well, I've got into my Crazy Crew. Let's talk about this Dr. Jackie situation because, you know, I'm a Married to Med fan. I watched the show. I've not been the biggest Dr. Jackie fan, I will be honest. You know, I love Married to Medicine. I recap it on this channel. But yeah, I haven't always been the biggest fan of hers, particularly after watching her and the way she dealt with Buffie in that season and where she aired out her business, which I will put a clip in here.
And Buffie, you can relate. You're infertile.
For real? You just told all these people that she infertile. Did they just have a conversation and Jackie, she gave you the okay to tell the whole damn room? Oh my God.
So yeah, you saw that and it was really disgusting. I was really shocked. I'm sure my mouth just hit the ground because I said, oh, what the ass is this? Did she really just air a woman's business out like this? So yes, you saw the scene and you saw how disgusting that was. Like, how do you, as a doctor, air out somebody's business, like that private business? Because I'm thinking, isn't she breaking like HIPAA and things like that? Because that's disgusting. This is something that was told to you in private, and you decide to go and air it out to a whole function, a whole bunch of strangers, and embarrass a woman. Once I watched that episode, I was really like not really feeling Jackie. After that one, it was solidified. It was just like, yeah, stamped dumb. Yeah, I'm not feeling that at all. Really bad behavior. And what was worse is that it was like they had to really like drag out an apology out of her in the first place. And I don't feel like it was a genuine apology. Even when if you remember that season and they were at the table, it was really bad, really, really bad. But after that, I was definitely off of Dr. Jackie. I was never a massive fan. I always felt like she was quite cold, condescending, and she seems like she thinks she's better than everybody. She's got her celebrity clients. I feel like people look up to her for that. But I never really like warmed to her. I've always like warmed to the others. I prefer Dr. Simone over her. I feel like Dr. Simone comes across a bit more warmer, even though she yells and whatever. She just seems like she's has a bit more heart. But I always put it down to Dr. Jackie being a bit cold because of her own personal journey, you know, not being able to have children and going through cancer and her husband not letting her adopt and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like all of that has just made her very bitter and cold, because how are you out here saying that you're trying to champion and campaign and, you know, trying to improve maternal black health? You know, you've got Kamala Harris on the bloody show talking about how it's a massive issue in America and we've got to do more. We've got to make sure people know that Medicaid is around and all this kind of stuff. You're sitting there like agreeing it's a big issue. But now we're seeing resurfaced clips of you saying how black pregnant women cry wolf and that we're not actually in pain and we're crying wolf and turning up to the doctors 25 times, which is why we don't believe you. I said, I would have asked, what is wrong with this woman?
Sometimes as African-American women, we're a bit more dramatic in that you go to the doctor and you complain and you complain and you complain and you're not taken serious because you cried wolf the entire pregnancy.
That ain't me, boo. I don't know what you talking about, but go ahead.
I didn't say you. I just said as African-American women, we want to also make sure you're being serious with your doctor and not playing the game so I can take you off work. Because then we see you 25 times in the pregnancy. It's hard to believe that there's a true problem when there's a true problem.
She's sounding like one big idiot. I'm very sorry. I couldn't believe it. And I do not look at doctors like that. I know that some people, particularly in black culture, we kind of put doctors up on a pedestal. Now, me personally, I used to work for the UK doctors regulator. So I don't put doctors up like that because I know they're human beings and they make a lot of mistakes. And I've seen a lot of like cases against doctors that have come up. And so my views on doctors is very different. Okay, I'm not looking at you because you studied medicine and you've done what you're doing. That's great. Yeah, that is great. But it doesn't mean that you're better than anybody. And I feel like Jackie gives off that I'm better than everybody vibe. That's what I get from her anyway. I know there's people out there who love Dr. Jackie, so that's fine. Okay, get in the comments and say what you want, defend her. But as far as I'm concerned, she has done a massive disservice to black women. And for her to stand up there as a doctor and say these things, as a black doctor, like as black women as it is, we've got problems in terms of being recognised. People already think we're tough like Ross Clark leather. So I don't understand why you would now go and, you know, double down on that kind of thinking. You've got doctors out there that, like, you know, the white doctors that really think that black people don't have any, we have like the highest pain threshold and what our skin must be like leather and we don't feel nothing because, you know, they used to experiment on us. Like, look at it, go back into history, they used to experiment on us. You know, when you speak to doctors or when you look at some of the surveys that have been done, a lot of them think that, you know, black people have this high tolerance of pain and all this kind of rubbish. So she's not really helping this whole situation. And then the fact that there is a high rate of black maternal deaths is also a massive issue. So you're going to have people who are in your care now who are going to be scared to go to you. Because if I was under her care, I'd switch doctors, especially after seeing that clip. I would switch because I'd be like, well, if I'm in pain, I want to go and tell her something and I'm pregnant. I'm thinking, well, she ain't going to take me seriously, is she? Because she's just going to send me back. And this is something that a lot of black women have to face anyway. And we go to doctors being gaslit about, oh, it's not that, it's not that. I mean, we've all got probably friends and family members that have had these sort of issues where you've gone to the hospital or you've gone to see your doctor and you've got a symptom, you know something's not right with you, but they just dismiss you, send you away. And your inner knowing tells you, no, keep at it, go and see somebody else, and you find out there's something going on. I've had that happen with friends and family members on numerous occasions where they've been turned away and said, oh, no, you're fine. And then they've gone back and pursued it a bit more, found out they've got cancer, found out they've got this, found out they've got that. So, no, that type of thing pissed me right off. I was just like, how is she out there here saying this as a doctor, as a respected doctor in ATL? So, yeah, no, I think it's ridiculous. But I'm going to put the clips in here. And what I will show you also is, if you didn't catch it, Mariah Huq, who I love, and I think she should be back on the show, she done a Q&A with All About the Tea. So she also spoke on Dr. Jackie, so I'll drop that in here. And a shout out to All About the Tea and to Neighbourhood Talks for these clips.
I'm not surprised with any of the things that's going on with the controversy with Jackie, because she's shown that since season 1. We've seen how she treated obese ladies, and we've seen how she's judged a lot of women. I mean, you give her grace because she's Dr. Jackie, but she ain't Jesus. Yes. And and she makes mistakes like the rest of us. So I think one of the problems with the show is that we have put her so much on a pedestal. And why? Because because her patients are celebrities. We got to do better with that. And I think that was a part of my lesson in this journey, putting people on pedestals. Yes, they're doctors. I wanted to pay homage because of all the work and the sacrifice, but they're still people. I mean, and some, like my mama could say, it's nothing worse than the educated fool.
Oh,
I think that it's horrid for her to plant that kind of seed about Black women when we are already fighting so many stereotypes and preconceived notions. But I think it's great that she's telling you what she really thinks. I think it's great that we've seen what she thinks about Black women and and think that we're crying wolf. And I think that we just have to take a step back, and when people show you who they are, believe them. So I hate that she's made those comments, but I saw who she was when she compared me to herpes, and she's a OBGYN and treat people with venereal diseases daily. So I was one of the victims of her spewed hate. And people kind of swept it under the rug because it was Dr. Jackie, and we got to stop doing that.
We've also got Buffy. She's spoken out on Dr. Jackie. I will drop that in as well.
She said this herself, right? And for all y'all elder OBGYN fans out there, you could scroll on because you done drank the Kool-Aid, the tea, the poison, or whatever, and ain't nothing I'm going to say get you to see the light of day. So you can scroll on. And this is my platform, and I can say what the hell I want because I've actually met the bitch, okay? The old biddy. And I can age shame her all she want because she shamed my motherfucking uterus, okay? All right, so let's begin. Y'all, bravo, because that's who set this shit up with Kamala. Y'all should have let Simone do that interview. Y'all should have let Simone do that. Y'all should have I know y'all trying to save her career, because I showed everybody who the hell she really is. I know, and y'all paying her all this damn money that she don't damn earn. Because what her to set this season? Yeah, I'm watching the season now. It's a good season. I'm watching it. Sweet Tea, shout out to Sweet Tea. That's why I'm watching it. Y'all should have let Dr. Simone do that. First of all, Jackie don't even have no damn regular black clients, allegedly. If you're a rich black woman, you can go to her ass. She don't take no damn Medicaid, no. She don't take, like, the people they're talking about black mortality rates for pregnant women. She don't see them damn people. I bet she didn't tell Candy and the rest of them people, you don't need to be called off work during their pregnancy if they came in there with some damn problems. But the ones who ain't got a coin to pay you in cash, they need to prove without a shadow of a doubt that they're in fact in pain. And you a black doctor saying this fucking shit. Right? Why I got so much smoke? Okay, so I'm gonna share something with y'all. And I shared this with the producers of Married to Medicine when I was on the show. My aunt Dee Dee. Y'all should have let died in childbirth. Her daughter survived. I'm so thankful her dad is gonna let her spend Christmas at my house, at our house this year. January 9th is the day that my aunt died and my little cousin's birthday. And my aunt went to her doctor, who's a black woman, and said she was having headaches and having pains, and she didn't believe my aunt. She didn't believe her. She didn't believe her. And I remember January 8th like it was yesterday. And there's so many things I wish that I had done differently. My aunt wasn't feeling well. We had a funeral in our family the next day, and I said, I better not see you. You better not be at that funeral. I better not hear that you went to that funeral. You need to stay in bed and rest. And she had gone to the doctor on January 8th, and they sent her home. And her blood pressure was through the roof. Died in childbirth. The next morning, her husband took her to the emergency room, and my aunt had a stroke. They took the baby, and she died. All because her doctor thought she wasn't really in pain. Stupid shit like the elder OBGYN just said kills people. It really does. It also puts this burden on black women that we can't be human, that we have to be sharp as iron and strong as steel all the time, even while bringing life into this world. And that's just not fair. You think if a black woman doctor thinks that folk that don't look like us don't think that? When y'all gonna call her on shit? Forget me. I know some of y'all don't like me. You don't care. You won't believe the lies they said that I want a storyline. I didn't need a storyline. I was a friend. I was not full cast, even though I was full cast, because the motherfuckers saw who I am and used me for almost every goddamn episode. I didn't need a storyline. I was supposed to show up and be cute. That was it. I was supposed to be just Simone's friend. Not the whole season. And I was. Whatever y'all want to say. It's the motherfucking facts. That this woman chose to treat me the way she did because she didn't have no motherfucking storyline. Catch. Okay? And she's an OBGYN. Somebody, and forget HIPAA, all y'all in that HIPAA shit. You have basic human decency, supposed to. You have professional and ethical basics not to do the shit that this woman does. And Heavenly Line, I was a friend. The dentist tried to help you. She was like, I don't know who you're talking about. The dentist wasn't getting caught up in that. She's smart. Y'all don't be catching. I've always said, I don't fuck with Heavenly, but I have always said, the bitch is smart. She ain't stupid. But when you are a narcissist and you think you Jesus of Jackie or Jackie of Marietta, you don't watch the evil that spew out your mouth. Sometimes it slip out. Like it slipped out when she was dealing with me, who she was very much intimidated by. Because when evil is around something you've been pretending to be, nice, inherently kind like I am, it can't settle. Now I'm gonna need y'all to get y'all stuff together and get Bravo to get her off. She don't need to be. Y'all should have had Dr. Simone do that. I don't even mess with Simone, but Simone has an excellent bedside manner. I bet she take Medicaid. I bet she does not. The dentist tried to help you put up a fuss when people that look like us say they're in pain while they're bringing life into the world. I bet she don't have no problems with writing a letter to let women call off work so they can sit on bed rest and nurture and bring a black child into this world. That's all I'm gonna say.
And I don't blame her for speaking out, because the way she treated Buffy, I was like, wow. That whole season with her and the way she treated Buffy, I was disgusted. And I felt like all the other women should have raised her up about it. They should have pulled her and said something. But I feel like Jackie thinks she's the queen bee and everyone kind of backs down from her. Why? Is it because she's the oldest one? Is it because she's the golden girl? Like, what the hell? I don't understand it. Because the show, it takes all of them to be on the show. And I don't feel like one is better than the other. But she definitely has that condescending vibe. Because even if you go back to a few seasons, I've seen it trending over Twitter. People have been dragging her on Twitter. I mean, and you can see some of the old clips resurfacing. Even the one where she is going that heavily. I'm like, how condescending? Like, she's just rude. And it's just a shame to see that this is what she thinks, and for her to actually verbalise that. While you've got white doctors out there who really think this way, then you've got a black doctor who should be championing black women and our health, because she says that's what she's about, and then you're going to go and say this. And so what if a pregnant woman is uncomfortable and in pain and she wants some time off work? Why does it bother you? Like, why does it bother you? Is it affecting your check? No. So I just think it was really disgusting, and I just think it shows her and her true self. And like Mariah said, like, Mariah clocked her from a long time. And while we're on the subject of Mariah, I thought it was really interesting as well with the interview that she had online on Instagram when they asked her about Quad and, the treatment of Quad. Because remember, they treated Mariah just as bad, and Quad was involved in that. And I believe Jackie was definitely instrumental in that, because I feel like Mariah would push back on Jackie. She didn't give a damn. It was her idea to set up the show. And I don't feel like anyone should be scared to push back on somebody just because they've got a couple of letters after the name, because they've got doctors. I feel like some of them feel like because they are doctors that they are higher and up there with God. No, honey, no. Let's just pull you back down to where you belong. You are no better than anybody else. It's as simple as that, okay? We are all here to do a great job in this world, but nobody's better than anybody else. I'm sorry. But anyway, Mariah was giving me joke on the interview, because she is a shade queen anyway, and I do miss her on the screen. She looks gorgeous and was definitely throwing out a few shady gems there. They asked her about Phaedra, they asked her about Quad, and this is what she had to say.
How do you feel about Quad being kicked off the show?
I'm not sure, honestly, how I feel about it. I think I'm still kind of taking it in. I'm not sure if I think that is actually going to play out with her being off the show. I don't know if it's to get this type of response or get us, to talk about it. I think right now the show has a lot of afterthoughts and a lot of commentary about, her role or lack thereof with the role. So I'm not sure how I feel about it. I do think the way in which it was done was very low. I do. I mean, I didn't like them inviting her, all those miles away to California just to send her home. I thought it was pathetic. And I think that there are different depths of desperation. Mm-hmm. And I just didn't like it for whoever it was. Forget that it was Quad. I think that they should be better than that. And I just didn't like it. I didn't like any of it. It was brutal to watch. And I typically watch it on Kempire, or if you get or if people get, a lot of the bloggers get snippets of it. But I watched that episode, and I was clutching my pearls. What can I say? I felt horrible for her.
Well, it sounds like you kind of have a soft spot for Quad. And I know you guys have been friends for many, many, many years. Mm-hmm. If Quad was to reach out to you tomorrow, what would that conversation sound like?
To be perfectly honest with you, it's not about Quad. I have a soft spot for women. I think that just as women, we should treat each other, you know, treat one another a certain way. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I mean, you know, I shade the girls and do the most, but I have integrity and I have a moral compass. And I feel like I'm cut from a different cloth as it relates to that. So I don't know what a conversation between Quad and I will look like, because for me, she still hasn't taken some accountability with things that happen in my relationship, in our relationship or friendship, and a lot of the lies that were told about me. However, I think Quad has been through a lot, just as I have. And I think you grow up, and, you know, so I'm not sure what that conversation would look like, but my heart goes out to her with the way she was treated.
Mm-hmm. Mariah, I gotta get your opinion. What are your thoughts on Phaedra joining the cast? And did you see the episode where she was in the church with the casket and had the funeral and Quad popped out?
Wait a minute, say the last part again. What are my thoughts on Phaedra joining the cast, and what else?
They had a whole funeral scene. Phaedra, she's a funeral director.
Okay, so my thoughts on Phaedra joining the cast of Married to Medicine is, girl, get you an easy coin, because that's what it seems like it is. I don't understand the connection or parallel unless she's representing one of the ladies in in the malpractice situation. I don't understand the connection. She's not married to medicine. Married to a vomit pool. Oh, wait a minute. I don't understand. I believe that Phaedra is good for TV. I believe that she's shown that. And I think she deserves something in Law and Liars, or, you know, I like to see her on Housewives of Atlanta in the parking lot doing her law with the criminals in the car. So parking lot lawyers, I don't know. But I think that, you know, she's great for TV, but I'm not sure that, I don't know. I can't believe, I just don't understand the connection there. But you know what? She came through. She came through, and she is known as the head doctor, she said.
Oh, Lord, no, you did not.
She puts another spin on the doctors, and it shows what these doctors on the show, how they want to be affiliated. So, you know, hey, more power to her, but she better get a cute, quick coin. I ain't mad at it.
And there you have it from the queen.
Now, on the second part, what did you ask me about the casket part?
What were your thoughts on that? I mean, in the church and the funeral and Quad popping out of the casket, it was just so dramatic.
You know, I thought that was horrid. I thought, like I said before, it was a different depth of desperation on everybody involved. I think it's so much real stuff going on in the world. Like for me, I've been to 4 funerals within the past month and a half, and I cannot imagine pretending to be at somebody's funeral, and I cannot imagine someone asking me to get out of a casket. And I can't imagine being friends with somebody that would actually get in a freaking casket for a coin. It is not that much money, that much fame in the world. It's not worth it. And that's what I would say to Quad. I would have said, girl, you need to tell them people kiss your rooted to, like, for real. I don't think that was cute, funny, entertaining, and I was disappointed that those ladies would sit there and participate in it. Especially the doctors who see, you know, sick patients and deal with death on a daily basis. I think they can play about a lot of things, but I don't think death should be one of those things that they play with. I can't imagine somebody asking me. I cannot imagine them asking me to lay in a casket. I mean, you could be casket sharp without being in a casket. I just think that I hated that for Quad. That's not the Quad I knew. That's not the Quad I knew. I mean, she would never let anybody make her feel that low. She has to go to the depths of hell and purgatory and lay in a casket. Oh no, she don't need that check. It's time to move on. No, you don't need that. If they're gonna make you do that. And then when you think about what they were doing, not only was she laying in a casket, she was laying in a casket. She thought it was a resurrection. They were comparing it to a resurrection, which I thought was horrible too. But she thought it was a resurrection, but it was a true
It
death
was
to them. They were
really her death
killing her
scene.
off the show.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you haven't checked out the interview that Mariah did with All About the Tea, do check it out. I believe it's on her IG page, and it should be on All About the Tea's page as well. And you'll get a bit more of it, because it was like for a full hour. But I also wanted to include this clip, which was when All About the Tea, Monica asked her about, you know, what were her thoughts about Jackie, Dr. Jackie, because you remember in the earlier season when Mariah was part of it and she was accused of doing drugs, and she went, you know, and done all the tests, the hair test, she'd done all the tests, and she asked Dr. Jackie to read out the test for her, and she refused. Very bad mind. Very bad mind. You talk bad mind. You talk bad mind. You talk bad mind. You talk bad mind. Yeah, she is bad mind. But anyway, Mariah gave her thoughts on that, so this is what she had to say.
Thanks. Dr. Jackie. Mm-mm-mm. Now, she's been making some headlines lately, but let me start with my first question. You mentioned we talked about the drug allegations and how those allegations made you feel.
Yeah.
And during that time, I remember it was like a 5-panel drug test that went back 5 years, hair follicles and all kinds of stuff. And you were looking for support, and you said, Jackie, can you please read the drug test? Because you're a doctor, this is very technical stuff.
Yeah.
And she could have exonerated you at that point, but she didn't. How did that make you feel?
Although it made me feel bad, I think that it showed who she was. For me, it did. I saw exactly who she was, because outside of me, she took a medical oath. I'm not her patient, but to see a drug test and not even say, no, this is wrong or this is right, or this translates to X, Y, and Z. I saw something different in her, and they had kind of poked out in different situations, but I'm not surprised with any of the things that's going on with the controversy with Jackie, because she's shown that since season 1.
So yes, you heard from Mariah there. And you've heard from Buffy. You've heard what I had to say. Now, what do you guys think about all of this stuff that's going on with Dr. Jackie? Would you go and see her as a doctor? Do you feel like she would just, made a mini mistake and, that people are blown it out of proportion? Or do you agree that it was just absolutely diabolical for her to say such things? Let me know your thoughts below.
Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.